All right, well, welcome to our organizational behavior class project. We have here today with Drew Perry. He is the head brewmaster.
That's correct.
Of the Double Nickel Brewery. Let me introduce our panel today. Sitting next to me is Jill. Next to her is Adam. Over here we have Andrew and Kyle. So, wish you were here with us. All right. Today is real simple. This is for organizational behavior. So we're going to be asking Drew some questions about his brewery. So we'll start off with the entrepreneurship, which is, what was the defining moment? When did you want to start your own brewing company, like Double Nickel Brewery?
I think I can speak for myself and every brewer out there who's brewing for someone else. After you put your time in for another company for 3 or 4 years, you start to develop your own recipes in your head. You get tired for working for someone else. I would say it's been about 5 years since I've been ready and willing to do my own venture.
Was it more of a creative thing, or money also? What was your drive?
Definitely not money. It's more creative. Once you get exposed to the industry, you want to start making your own beer, developing your own recipes.
In other words, your taste buds, you think that you can make a better product out there for the market?
Make a better product in a more organized fashion as far as the business goes.
Excellent. So what special skills do you have that led to opening up Double Nickel Brewing?
As a brewer, we are somewhere in between a cook, a plumber, and a mechanic. So my skills are more just handy.
Gotcha. Legal issues. What were some of the legal issues or hurdles that you had to jump over, get across to open this place up?
There's a lot of paperwork involved with opening a brewery.
Okay.
The process just with the state alone, with a lawyer on our side, is a 6-month process. A ton of paperwork.
Gotcha. I'm sure it was expensive also.
It's a good chunk of change.
Gotcha. All right. Well, for our next batch of questions, we'll hand it over to Jill for our finance questions.
Right now, what type of finances do you have to open your business? Do you have investors or loans or?
We have a group of 7 investors. They're either related, friends, co-workers, and they are the backers behind the industry. We purchased the building, and just to help us out with a little starting capital, we took a mortgage out on the building.
When it comes to finances, how have your plans changed from when you started to now opening?
Just the amount of money we have. We started with a good bankroll. Like most brewery projects, you go over budget and you're behind schedule.
What advice would you give to anyone starting their own brewery?
Make sure you work for another brewery first.
Okay.
It's not like home brewing.
Gotcha. All right. Next one up is Andrew, correct?
Yep. I'm manufacturing. So when you first opened, what are some of the things you tried to predict about how many people would be coming here and stuff like that?
Our main business is not necessarily what we pour here in our tasting room.
Mm-hmm.
It's really what leaves our door and ends up at a bar or restaurant.
Okay.
So manufacturing is, all based around schedule, and our schedule is strictly developed by what the distributor orders. So you're just constantly predicting what they're ordering.
Okay. And with how you have your manufacturing set up now, like how far do you think Double Nickel could go, like throughout the state or country?
Yeah, right now we're distributing all throughout South Jersey. Our next step is Philadelphia, and then we plan on going north of the state.
Okay.
We want to grow, densely populate our beer into this area and just slowly grow out.
Okay. And being a local, is it important that you would ever consider expanding to move from out of New Jersey, or do you like it?
No, we purchased this building it should fit our growth, so we plan on staying here.
Okay. We have next Martin. Go ahead.
As a marketing major myself, I wanted to know, what does Double Nickel as a brand mean to you? What does it represent, and who is your target market?
Target market, I would say, is between 25 and 45. The people that are interested in craft beer is definitely growing beyond that target. And as far as branding, the name Double Nickel is associated with its Coney Palmyra Bridge and the history of its tolls. So our branding right now is strictly just with our local audience, and
Speaks to the history of
speaks to the history of the bridge.
Nice. I wanted to know what type of media do you use and how much effort is put into your marketing right now?
Like most new business, we are heavily relying on social media, what traction our website draws, and the free press that we're getting just for doing a new business. You know, people call all the time, ask me to pay for advertising, but we don't necessarily have an advertising budget at this point.
And how do you reach out to your retailers or your bars? Like, what kind of business-to-business marketing do you
We
do?
have one salesman on staff, and then when a brewery signs a contract with the distributor, you're also utilizing their sales force. So most of our sales are through the distributor, and then our salesman can go out and pour samples to bars and restaurants. But you the consumer are our biggest salesman. If you go to a bar and say, do you have Double Nickel? That's more valuable than our salesman.
All right, for the wrap up here, we have Adam.
Okay. I covered the management aspect of organization behavior. So I know you've worked at Flying Fish in the past, you've worked at Beltway Brewing in the past. What management techniques have you brought from these companies to start your own company? And conversely, what techniques did you intentionally not adopt?
I am definitely using similar techniques as far as teaching new brewers. There's definitely good ways and bad ways to teach a brewer how to brew. But as far as management, and there's a lot of inventory to manage and a lot of scheduling to handle in a brewery. And I'm definitely using very similar aspects from Flying Fish.
Okay. And there's anything that they were doing that you intentionally did not want to carry over?
You don't have to
Question.
mention names.
That's a
Names,
tough
of
question.
course.
Just the face value that the owner may have with the peons.
Okay.
There's definitely a separation and hierarchy, and I would never want to do that.
Okay, so we'll carry that into the next question. As a manager, do you encourage your employees to make more managerial decisions and take on more responsibility, or do you enforce that management structure that you have in place and rely on a setup of going to a superior position?
I like the new guys to take on more responsibility as they earn that responsibility. Let's just think about the brewing process. It's a very particular process, and one little mistake can be very costly. So I let people make decisions, but I do micromanage behind the scenes.
Okay. And then I guess finally, what do you see as the major issues for the brewery right now from a management's perspective? Supply or operations, inventory, anything in particular?
Now, because we are new, our first order is went out the door. The hardest order is the second order. So, I just want to make sure the product is dead on. Because, if we lose one tap handle, that's a tough tap handle to get back. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the product right now.
Consistency is
Very good, yeah.
All right, bonus round, anyone? Some extra bonus questions before we finish up? Have you found, for personnel, for employees, have you found this a good pond for fishing for good employees? I mean, or you really haven't hired that many? It's pretty much. I mean, I know you're doing so much here.
The brewery industry attacks people from all sorts. Everyone wants to work in a brewery. Everyone's aware that you're not going to make a ton of money, so the pond is too big.
Okay,
Because
gotcha.
you have so many people interested.
I would have never known. Excellent. Bonus questions, anyone? Something else to throw?
Your favorite beer that you brew, have brewed?
This week, my favorite is the stout.
The stout?
Gotcha. Well, that brings up, how many different products do you make?
We currently are releasing 5 beers into the market. Our Session IPA, Pilsner, Vienna Lager, and Stout. Then we have a few other beers that we made strictly to age in whiskey barrels.
Okay. Now, when you say release to the market now, how do you release it to market? In barrels or bottles?
In,
Or how do you-
in kegs, and we hope to have something in cans or bottles early 2016.
Excellent. Now, does that require additional licensing and so forth? Or
Not additional licensing.
additional money to buy the equipment?
There's additional money involved. You need to get your labels approved by the government.
Okay.
It's a very slow process.
I got you. Excellent. Well, if there's no other questions, Thank you very much, Drew, for your time, and we're going to look forward to the tour and while we're consuming our beverage.
Great.
Thank you.